paint crew, and a water blasting crew. The link between graffiti and criminal gang activity make the work done by the crews downright risky.
We get paid to fight graffiti, and that's what we do. And it's a little kind of dangerous job, but somebody got to do it.
The graffiti removal crews need public support, so use their 24-hour hotline to report graffiti whenever you see it. Next, we'll introduce you to our code enforcement staff. Code enforcement operates 12 hours a day, and the staff work closely with property owners.
Code enforcement essentially is a program that was instituted to maintain the aesthetics of the community, to make sure that property values are maintained through maintenance of properties.
Avenue that is in your city. If you could please.
Officers begin their day by checking their voicemail and reading emails. Then they hit the streets. Code enforcement officers follow up on compliance to previously issued citations, they investigate new complaints, they scan neighborhoods for violations, and they file a lot of paperwork. All of this with the goal to keep a minor issue from snowballing into a major one.
If you have a property that has a small violation, say a broken window, say overgrown grass, say trash, if you let that go, it becomes another issue, a larger issue. Then all of a sudden you start having your gang issues, you start having your homeless issues, your transients. And that becomes, all of a sudden it becomes a crime issue.
Some residents find the modifications they've made are outside of city code. And when that happens, our code enforcement officers give a thoughtful explanation and set up a plan of action.
Just need to make sure you pull a permit for the roof.
Very good.
When we do deal with people, we deal with them with respect, and we treat them the way that they're supposed to be treated.
Kraus wants residents to call City Hall before making any changes to their property.
Anything that's above 120 square feet is going to need a permit for a structure.
Code enforcement officers work patiently with the property owner, but when the negotiations break down, there is a legal recourse.
We send what's called a compliance order, and that gives you 30 days to come into compliance, or we can actually have a hearing and cite you $1,000 a day for as long as that violation occurs.
Code enforcement officers have seen a spike in illegal garage conversions and room additions and say residents should get proper permits to avoid citations.
Sometimes not everybody is a good neighbor, and sometimes you need to kind of bring it to their attention.
Graffiti removal and code enforcement are two important divisions of the Department of Licensing and Code Enforcement, but both work best with community cooperation. So when you see graffiti, report it on the hotline, and before you make any modifications on your property, contact code enforcement. That way, the City of Good Neighbors will stay safe and clean. Well, that does it for this edition of City Services. We'll see you next time.
Have you ever thought about how city streets and parks are maintained?
You take for granted that the city's graffiti removal team will remove tagging from your home or business every day.
What keeps the orange shirt men and women so active?
Why are the South Bay Workforce Investment Board's job-finding capabilities so solid?
Did you know that our police and fire departments have heroes who are unsung?
And why is the Public Works Department so reliable?
Do you expect police officers and firefighters to be there for you in any emergency?
Do you understand how important it is that the city services remain vital?
HCTV City Services program will answer all of these questions and focus attention on how your hard-earned tax dollars are spent.
Hello and welcome to City Services. I'm Michelle Mizell Archer. City Services highlights various departments that keep our residents active, our facilities up to date, and our city looking good. Let's take a look at our Public Works Department. Arnie Shadbear has the hefty job of overseeing the Public Works Department's daily activities.
Here in the Public Works Department, our mission is summarized into 2 words, serving you.
In fact, Shadbear and his crew serve us in ways we often take for granted. From taking a shower to driving to work, we all use something the department has had a hand in.
They are utilizing the infrastructure from sewer system to drinking water mains, stormwater system, local streets, major arterials, and traffic signals.
This is the department's main office at City Hall, where Shadbear does most of his work. It's also where the engineering division is located. The folks here at engineering help manage and oversee major city improvement projects, as well as various environmental programs and the city's traffic light system, among other things. Engineering is one out of 5 divisions that make up Public Works. All these divisions work together to provide Hawthorne residents with only the best. Watch these stories about 2 recent road projects Public Works completed, and I'll meet you over at the maintenance and equipment divisions.
Heavy congestion down Rosecrans Avenue is now a thing of the past.
Who thought we'd see this day finally that this project was done?
City officials and other parties involved in the project recently gathered to acknowledge a milestone for the city of Hawthorne.
Welcome to this event to celebrate the completion of the long-awaited Rosecrans Aviation project.
The finished project consisted of 3 parts: construction of the railroad bridge, the lowering of high-pressure utility lines, and finally, the widening of Rosecrans and Aviation. Now that it's over, drivers are happy.
I think overall it's good. The flow has gotten better. It's great that they put the money in to improve the traffic through here.
City officials are also relieved.
This is relief. This has been a long process. It's created a lot of friction for the city and the community, and I'm glad it's over.
I feel great. I think it's one of our biggest accomplishments here in the city of Hawthorne.
An accomplishment that will ease drivers' commutes for years to come.
Thanks to Mayor Larry Guidi and city officials, Hawthorne Boulevard has seen major improvements in just 7 months.
We put in angle parking on the west side of Hawthorne Boulevard between Broadway and 120th Street.
Businesses say these additional parking spaces have helped their business.
The customers say that because they have more parking, especially the people that are can't walk very well, they really appreciate the parking spot because it's near over here.
One customer remembers what it was like before these spaces were created.
Before that, we had to parallel park, double park, and wait till somebody ran into you before you could get in.
Engineers also narrowed the median and thereby created more room for an additional lane on each side of the road, creating yet another benefit.
The flow of the traffic, it's been easy moving.
Project engineer Alan Leung describes how businesses have reacted to the changes.
They're very happy with the pavement treatment that we did on the crosswalk and the city logo at the intersection.
People have noticed how little details have made the area look much more upscale.
The fountains and not only the palm trees but the little flowers in between and just the repavement of Hawthorne Boulevard really, goes to show that our tax dollars are being put to work.
Good things are happening. Hawthorne is moving on in the world.
The city plans to make further improvements to other parts of Hawthorne Boulevard as the budget allows. For HCTV, I'm Christina Pascucci.
Of course, all the streets, along with everything else in the city, have to be kept clean and up to date. I'm at the City Yard, home base for the Public Works Department's maintenance and equipment divisions. The equipment division makes sure the city's 170 vehicle fleet of police cars, maintenance trucks, and other vehicles are all in tip-top shape, while maintenance has the oftentimes physically demanding job of fixing potholes and sidewalks, painting and restriping curbs and streets, installing hundreds of street and traffic signs, as well as the upkeep of parks, facilities, and the city's more than 100-mile-long underground sewer system. Public Works recently made some smart upgrades to the city's sewer system. Here's a story we did when they made the improvements. Have a look while I jet on over to the airport division.
The job may not be glamorous, but the men that maintain our sewer system are working on a special project to eliminate system problems by utilizing 21st century technology.
It's a device that has a digital radio that communicates via satellite to the internet, and it watches with an acoustic sensor the level of the water continuously.
The device is called a smart cover and is attached directly to the manhole cover. Monitoring is done remotely from a computer. When the system detects a problem, it sends out an alert via text message to the crew's cell phones, with the average response time being less than 10 minutes.
You don't have to put them in every manhole. You have to put them in areas where there might be problems.
Smart covers are used primarily to detect blockages and overflows. However, a more severe problem that they uncover are illegal sewer taps. So far, the system has discovered over 300, thus enabling the city to capture thousands of dollars in lost revenue.
These are basically non-permitted connections it can come from residences to commercial entities.
Individuals, as well as businesses, will be fined for tapping into the system without first obtaining the necessary permits. Since the smart covers have been installed, there have been no overflow or sewer problems that have gone undetected, and Hawthorne is the only city in the South Bay to have this modern equipment. For HCTV, I'm Glenn Cassie.
From underground to above ground, Public Works also takes care of the Jack Northrop Field Hawthorne Municipal Airport, along with handling the regular repair and maintenance of the airport to ensure the safety of both passengers and pilots. The airport division's duties include caring for the airfield and all the taxiways and runways, as well as the facility's control tower, lighting, and service roads. The airport recently went through a major renovation, and of course Public Works made sure the job got done. Check out this story we did back in October about some of the work, and I'll meet you over at our final stop, the department's Recreation and Community Services Division.
The Hawthorne Airport is under construction. Facility renovations included total runway reconstruction and a new runway lighting and electrical system.
It'll help by strengthening the runway to bring in the airplanes that we want to bring in, you know, the bigger airplanes. Not huge, but it's the next size up that would start the new commercial redevelopment of the airport.
There may have been giant bulldozers and backhoes, but city officials were on hand to help with the heavy lifting.
1, 2, 3. So I'm really proud of this airport, and I always will be. It's called Jack Northrop Field.
And repaving the 65-year-old runway is certainly what's better for Hawthorne and patrons of the airport.
This project will accommodate future air traffic as forecasted in our airport master plan, at the same time accommodate heavier aircraft.
Well, it'll enhance the airport, enhance our city, and it'll enhance all the development that we're going to be doing.
Companies located at Hawthorne Airport are looking forward to big business upon completion of the construction project.
We're very excited about this improvement. We think it's going to bring a lot of additional business to our facility. We expect to triple our business in the next 3 years.
And flight operations are expected to more than triple, from 50,000 to 190,000 operations each year.
The more than $6 million airport project was completed earlier this year. The Public Works also makes sure that locals don't have to leave the city to find something to do. That's where the department's Recreation and Community Services Division comes in. From heart-pumping sports clinics for young ones to a variety of active events for seniors, Recreation and Community Services offers something exciting for all ages. The programs and sessions are not only held at the Betty Ainsworth Sports Center, but also at the nearby Hawthorne Memorial Center and Senior Center. Activities are also held here at the Hawthorne Municipal Pool. And once again, thanks to Public Works, residents now have a new and improved place to make a splash. Here's a recent story about all the work done to this favorite swim spot.
Splashing in Hawthorne's municipal pool will now be a great way to beat the summer heat.
What you see before you is right now a brand new pool with new concrete slab, with new concrete walls around it, and it was completely replastered instead of fiberglass.
The renovation project included revamping the lockers, adding canopy sitting areas, and replacing the old storm drain system.
The entire piping of